I would like to point out that although I'd like you to think so, today is not a typical day. I am not a pro cyclist and I don't have the time or the energy to be able to put in fairly big days in the saddle every day of the week.
Do I look tired? Do my eyes look tired? I've been up for about an hour and a half. I've only had about 6 hours sleep tonight, but to be fair, that was actually quite a good sleep for me. Ever since Millie was born, I'm probably averaging about 5-ish hours sleep. I came down about 4 o'clock, fed Millie, and now I've got a fairly busy day today, coaching clients and a few things going on. So the beauty of my work is that I can fit in the online stuff when I want. My mind works really well in the morning. Cognitive function is at its highest in the morning, so it makes most sense to get it done. So last night I made what I call a banana pancake. A lot of you will know my recipe. Basically it's a banana, 3 eggs, some protein and some oats blended together and fried. Digests really easily, sits well, so I'm going to have that with some topping to keep the carbs a little bit high this morning as well. I'm also going to have some leftover white basmati rice, which is only about 30 grams or so. So I'm going to have those two, let that digest while I do a bit more work, and then probably have another coffee, then I'll set off. Oh, I didn't see you there. What a convenient place for camera. This is my bike. TCI Advanced SL. A couple of years old now. I absolutely love this bike. I'm one of those type of people that if I find something that I like and I get on with, I don't like to change it. And albeit only 2 years old, I'm not going to change it for a good few years, I reckon. We'll see. Pumping up the tyres, going to the loo, getting our bottles ready, waking back up, getting changed, setting off. Sun's out, it's quite cold at the minute, but it's time for it to warm up. Let's get ready.
And if you step into his world with his mind, you will see it quickly change into a beautiful, exciting world of fantasy.
So, we are 20 minutes in, just gone through Beverley, a couple of main roads to start the ride and then onto the back lanes all the way to Hummonby. Just under 40 miles to get there, and then I coach my client for 2 hours, which is mostly on the bike with him as well. And then I'm meeting Becky at Hummonby. She's driving there with Millie and Duke, my dog. We're gonna grab a bite to eat for lunch, walk the dog on the beach, and then I might ride back, depending on fucking flies, depending on how I feel and the time. But for now, I'm gonna shut my mouth because I'm going through a batch of friggin' tiny little something or nothings. Don't know what they are, but they're grim.
Feel it in the sunrise, even in the night time.
So I'm under no illusion that I'm pretty fatigued. Went out on the cross bike yesterday and did a few efforts. Last night I got like 5-6 hours sleep, and I've been running on an average of like 5 hours sleep a night for the past 3 weeks with the baby, obviously. I'm not gonna focus on the negatives because Millie is an absolute wonder and I enjoy every minute of having her around. But yeah, it's amazing how much lack of sleep can compromise your recovery. I'm also mindful that I'm in an incredibly privileged position to be able to do things like this as part of my work. I woke up, the sun was shining and I fancied a ride, so I rode to meet my client to train him, and I can combine my training with training him. As I've said before on some of my podcasts, if you've listened to them, I did not start the edge coaching to make loads of money. I started the edge coaching to provide me with a life that I enjoy and that fits my lifestyle. And yeah, I can't fault it. It's absolutely great. I love every minute of it, and I can do things like this. And if I can get by, pay my bills, and be able to do this, then I'm a happy chap, and that's what matters. Make on while you can, laddie. Seize the day. I'm off to the sea. See what it does. Just easy zone 2 today, like 400 watts, something like that. Nice and easy, yeah. A bit of a strange end to the vlog, a bit of a strange mid-vlog update. I've just crashed. That's probably my first road crash, proper road crash on a training ride before. Some passers-by have stopped with me. They say my elbow is looking a bit shit. I feel fine in myself. My dad's gonna collect me in the next 10 minutes, but my shoulder, my elbow really hurts. I was coming down a hill. Yeah, all my clothes are pretty mangled. I hit that pothole, which I didn't see, and I ended up on the floor down there. Shitter. So a helpful farmer just stopped and made sure I was alright. Luckily my dad was working about 15 minutes up the road, so he's coming to collect me. I should be here in 10 minutes time. I've got some cuts, some open wounds on my shoulder and my elbow, but I'm alright. And yeah, I feel alright myself, which is the main thing. My main concern is my hip, because that is getting progressively more painful. Yeah. So yeah, basically, I was coming down a hill about 30 miles an hour and admiring the views, and hit a pothole with my front wheel, went over the bars, pretty bad. Thought I'd saved it initially, but then my front wheel folded and then went over the bars and hit the deck, rolled, scraped, but I think I'm alright. I got off lucky. Only at Viva La Velo will you ask for a cheap replacement wheel while yours get fixed and get a Zip 303 for a loan. Mint. I've had time to reflect and kind of try and piece together what happened. What's most frustrating is I have no idea how I didn't miss that pothole. I didn't notice, I didn't see the pothole until I was literally hit it and going over the bars. So obviously one thing that's coming to my mind is that I am sleep deprived, and we know what sleep deprivation
mortality. And when I say all-cause mortality, I don't just mean disease and illness, I also mean injury from misjudgment, so such as car crashes and things like that, bike crashes. So obviously I would assume part of that is to play. Whether all of that is to play or not, I don't know. But I think if I was having my normal 9 hours sleep for the past 3 weeks as opposed to average of 5, then potentially I could have made that decision a bit quicker or seen the pothole a bit easier. Yeah, I guess so. After the crash, and my dad picked me up and I got checked over. Obviously I went home, kind of appreciated life for a bit, just sat with my wife and my daughter and just appreciated life. And then I basically just tried to keep as active as possible in the afternoon. I didn't want my injuries to seize up, stiffen up too much, so I went to Beaver Velo that afternoon and tried to get the bike sorted. For those of you wondering, the bike is mainly just cosmetic damage. There's a load of scrapes and digs into the shifters and hoods, and the front wheels out of true. But yeah, Ed sorted that. My helmet took a massive impact, so wear your helmets, kids. My helmet's got a big scrape on it and dint on it. So while I was at Beaver Velo, Casks do a crash replacement thing where you get half price on a helmet if you crash your helmet. So I got a new helmet, and yeah, thank you for Ed for sorting me out. So yeah, woke up this morning very stiff, but feeling very lucky and very fortunate because it could have been a hell of a lot worse. Going over the bars at 30 mile an hour downhill on your own, you know, it could have easily been something like broken collarbone, you know, by putting my hands out. But more than that, it could have been, you know, head injuries, it could have been face injuries, it could have been, you know, broken arms, legs, whatever it could have been. So the other consideration that I just thought of as I'm reflecting actually is, did the strength and conditioning training that I do within my training plan help prevent me from getting a bad injury? I would say it did. As you'll know, for those who follow me, I do a lot of strength and conditioning within my training program, a lot more than most cyclists, and the rationale for this is, yes, to develop strength and power on the bike, but also it's injury prevention, and injury prevention comes in many different forms, but one of them is the ability to essentially come off the best you can in a crash. So my joints are a lot tighter. My joints are a lot tighter due to the increase in the strength in the muscle fibers surrounding them, and a little bit of hypertrophy surrounding the joint as well. And without that, there is a lot higher chance of popping it out or breaking the bone or ripping the tendon and the ligament because they aren't accustomed to that load. So it's something to consider if you're thinking about taking up strength conditioning. Is a little side rationale for doing such things. It's not just the performance impact, it's also the injury prevention impact, which actually is a performance impact in itself, because I'm able to go and train today, I'm able to go and train tomorrow, and if I had a broken collarbone, it would be a lot harder to do that. Anyway, food for thought. Until next time, see you later.